Dream Chaser is set to launch this year, marking a significant milestone for its creator Sierra Space. NASA also has high hopes for the spaceplane, especially after the setbacks with Boeing's Starliner. Creating a counterbalance to SpaceX's Dragon is exactly what NASA aims for right now. So, is Dream Chaser the right choice for NASA? Does it stack up against Starliner, and can it compete with or even surpass SpaceX's Dragon? Let's explore these questions in today's episode of Technews Whisperer. Last month, NASA and Sierra Space reached a significant milestone by sending the first uncrewed space plane Dream Chaser Tenacity to NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. After several months of testing at the NASA facility in Ohio, this spaceplane will undergo a few more final tests before launching on ULA's Vulcan Centaur. Dream Chaser's first mission is still on schedule for later this year, so we will have to wait a few more months for the launch. However, thanks to positive developments, Dream Chaser is becoming NASA's greatest hope. Recently, NASA has undertaken activities to demonstrate their confidence in this project. Specifically, on June 11th, Sierra Space posted a tweet saying, Last week, NASA Administrator Bill Nelson, Deputy Administrator Pamela Melroy, and other NASA officials received a behind-the-scenes look at our Dream Chaser space plane and Shooting Star cargo module in the Space Systems Processing Facility at NASA Kennedy in Florida. Bill Nelson then reposted this tweet with a message, With our commercial partners, NASA is paving the way for continued missions to low Earth orbit and future missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Together, we are making great progress to lift humanity into the stars. NASA's keen interest in Dream Chaser and the Sierra Space team is evident from this visit, especially with the presence of top NASA leaders Bill Nelson and Pamela Melroy. The visit, mentioned in a tweet posted on the 11th, actually took place the week before, during the first week of June. This timing is notable as it was shortly after Dream Chaser's arrival in Florida. Additionally, that week also saw the significant event of Starship Flight 4, further highlighting NASA's support for Dream Chaser. NASA has solid reasons for placing great hope in Dream Chaser, particularly after the disappointment with Starliner. The contrast between the two vehicles is clear from the outset. Dream Chaser's project began back in 2004, but it wasn't until Sierra Space Corporation, SSC, took charge in April 2021 that real progress was made. Remarkably, SSC completed the first prototype, Tenacity, by late last year in just a few years. Beyond Tenacity, Sierra Space is also working on a second cargo prototype named Reverence at their Dream Factory in Colorado. On June 10th, they revealed the first image of the third Shooting Star cargo module from this factory. The development of this third module signifies the creation of a third spaceplane, which, according to Sierra Space's roadmap, will be a crewed version. If the current pace is maintained, we might witness this version as early as next year. In contrast, since receiving the contract in 2014, Boeing has produced 3 Starliner prototypes. However, one prototype was retired after just one test, leaving only 2 operational prototypes. These remaining prototypes have faced numerous issues, particularly the Calypso prototype used in the CFT-1 mission. Let's delve into the testing phase. After production, Dream Chaser Tenacity underwent several months of rigorous testing, including vibration tests on the world's largest spacecraft shaker and thermal tests in vast vacuum chambers. Notably, no significant issues have been reported during Dream Chaser's testing. Conversely, Starliner has been plagued with problems year after year. Initially slated for a 2017 launch, the CFT-1 mission faced delays due to issues like hypergolic propellant leaks, software errors, parachute malfunctions, and more. These problems delayed the first crewed Starliner mission until June 5, 2024, and even now, potential risks remain. Looking ahead, Dream Chaser is set to outpace Starliner. The design of Dream Chaser offers a unique experience for astronauts, allowing it to return and land on any runway similar to a civil airplane. This ability gives Dream Chaser a significant advantage over conventional spacecraft designs. Dream Chaser's future appears bright. If its first mission is successful, NASA can seamlessly integrate this spaceplane into the ISS resupply program. Moreover, Sierra Space is actively involved in the ambitious Orbital Reef project, where Dream Chaser is expected to be the primary vehicle for deploying inflatable modules. Once Orbital Reef is operational, Dream Chaser will be essential for crew transport to the space station and could play a vital role in the construction and operation of other space stations. Starliner, in contrast, struggles to match these accomplishments due to its existing capabilities and persistent issues. NASA and Boeing's best hope is for Starliner to successfully complete the CFT-1 mission and 6 commercial crew program missions. Beyond these goals, it is difficult to imagine viable projects for Starliner. In an ideal scenario, it might be chosen for cargo resupply missions, but even this seems limited compared to Dream Chaser's promising potential. Dream Chaser has demonstrated impressive potential to outclass operational vehicles like Starliner, even before entering active service. This potential makes it clear why NASA has placed its confidence in another vehicle. The stark differences between Dream Chaser and Starliner are evident from their inception. While the Dream Chaser project started back in 2004, it wasn't until Sierra Space Corporation, SSC, took over in April 2021 that substantial progress was made. SSC managed to complete their first prototype, Tenacity, by late last year, within just a few years. Following the success of Tenacity, Sierra Space is also developing a second cargo prototype named Reverence at their Dream Factory in Colorado. On June 10th, they unveiled the first image of the third Shooting Star cargo module being produced at this facility. This third module suggests the development of a third spaceplane, which, according to Sierra Space's roadmap, will be the crewed version. If progress continues at this rate, we might see this version as early as next year. Since securing the contract in 2014, Boeing has produced 3 Starliner prototypes. However, one was retired after a single test, leaving only 2 operational prototypes. These remaining spacecraft have encountered numerous operational challenges, especially the Calypso prototype used in the CFT-1 mission. Examining the testing phase reveals more about their reliability. Dream Chaser Tenacity underwent several months of rigorous testing, including vibration tests on the world's largest spacecraft shaker and thermal tests in extensive vacuum chambers. To date, no major issues have been reported during Dream Chaser's testing. On the other hand, Starliner's testing has been fraught with problems year after year. Originally planned for a 2017 launch, the CFT-1 mission experienced delays due to issues like hypergolic propellant leaks, software errors during an ISS test, parachute malfunctions, flammable electrical wiring faults, and the latest helium leak. As a result, the world had to wait until June 5, 2024, for the first crewed Starliner mission. These issues still pose potential risks that could jeopardize Starliner's safe return. Looking ahead, Dream Chaser is poised to surpass Starliner. The design differences are striking. As a spaceplane, Dream Chaser offers a unique experience for astronauts, landing on any runway similar to a civil airplane after completing its mission. This ability gives Dream Chaser a notable edge over traditional spacecraft designs. Dream Chaser's future is bright. If its first mission is successful, NASA can easily incorporate this spaceplane into the ISS resupply program. Additionally, Sierra Space is a key player in the ambitious Orbital Reef project, where Dream Chaser is expected to be the primary vehicle for deploying inflatable modules. Once Orbital Reef is operational, Dream Chaser will be crucial for crew transport to the space station and could also assist in the construction and operation of other space stations. In contrast, Starliner faces substantial challenges in achieving these milestones given its current state and ongoing issues. NASA and Boeing might only hope for Starliner to complete the CFT-1 mission and a few commercial crew program missions. Beyond these, it's challenging to see Starliner undertaking feasible projects. In the best-case scenario, Starliner might be chosen for cargo resupply missions, but its usefulness seems limited when compared to Dream Chaser's potential. Starliner struggles with numerous challenges, unlike Dream Chaser, which shows great promise even before entering service. NASA's confidence in Dream Chaser is clear, particularly after the disappointment with Starliner. Dream Chaser, started in 2004, only made significant progress when Sierra Space took over in 2021, completing the first prototype, Tenacity, by late last year. Sierra Space is now working on additional prototypes, including a crewed version expected next year. In contrast, Boeing's Starliner has faced persistent issues since receiving its contract in 2014, producing 3 prototypes with numerous operational problems. Testing for Dream Chaser has been smooth, with rigorous checks revealing no major issues, unlike the troubled Starliner tests. Looking forward, Dream Chaser is expected to outshine Starliner due to its unique design, allowing it to land like an airplane. If successful, it will be integrated into NASA's ISS resupply program and play a crucial role in the Orbital Reef project. Starliner's future seems limited to a few missions, with cargo resupply as a best-case scenario. Dream Chaser's potential far exceeds that of Starliner, making NASA's confidence in it well-founded.